What's up, guys? Today I'm going to make a video about how you should properly tap, and yes, I'm being serious. So why is it important to make a video like this? It should be self-explanatory, right? You just tap a couple times and that's it. Well, there's a few things that you want to do when you tap to make sure that you're doing it safely and that your training partner will understand that you've given up and you want the roll to cease. So when it comes to verbal tapping, for instance, you should only ever firmly and loudly yell, "Tap," and nothing else. I've had situations where other students have said other things like, "Okay, okay, okay," or "All right, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good." That's ambiguous. What does that mean? If someone just hit you during the roll on accident, or perhaps they were putting you in a submission, "I'm good" could be interpreted as "I'm okay, continue the roll." You know, "Okay, okay, okay" could be interpreted as "I'm okay, continue the roll." Now, even if it's clearly yelled with a desperate intent, there is that potential for misinterpretation, okay? A loud, firm tap is not going to be misinterpreted. Everybody understands what that means. No one is going to deliberately continue once they've heard you yell tap, unless it's deliberate, and then, that would be the subject of another video. But everyone that wants to keep you safe as your training partner is going to understand when you yell tap that it's over. Anything else could be ambiguous, could be misinterpreted. As an aside, when pilots are communicating with tower crews, when it comes to directions of planes and how they need to land and things like that, they have very specific communication guidelines to what they're allowed to say to avoid that kind of ambiguity. Same thing for Jiu-Jitsu, okay? When it comes to verbal tapping, you want to make sure that tap is the only thing that you say if you're going to indicate verbally that you've given up during the roll. Now, physical tapping, this one seems self-explanatory too, right? Just tap a couple times. Well, yes, I would say it is pretty simple, but you want to make sure you do a few things. One, don't tap once. Even if it's hard, don't tap your partner one time, because that could be misinterpreted as a post or something else. It could be misinterpreted as you trying to push them away and escape. One time may not necessarily be interpreted as "I've given up." When you're in a roll, always tap nice and hard multiple times, okay? Don't tap softly either, right? This is not enough. During the heat of a roll, when the multiple things are going on, this might not be felt. It's very light touch. You want to make sure it's a hard, firm, multiple time tap if you're going to do it physically. The third thing I'll say today is don't rely on your training partner's restraint when it comes to submission application to not get injured, especially if you guys are not in your home gym and you're somewhere else. Every gym has different etiquette when it comes to basically everything that they do, and that includes tapping and who is ultimately responsible for making sure that the submission doesn't hurt anybody. Now, I strongly advocate for, and I employ in my gym, a standard of the person applying the submission is responsible for making sure it's applied slowly and with control and making sure that they're not injuring their training partner. Same thing if it's an advanced belt doing a move like a heel hook or a neck crank on a white belt. One, I wouldn't allow something like that because it's possible that the white belt doesn't know when they're in danger from those moves, especially the heel hook, and the injury potential is very high. But the point being, the person applying the submission does have a responsibility to make sure that they're not injuring you by spazzing or by quickly applying submissions. That being said, you as the person being in the submission, you have a very strong responsibility to tap on time, and again, not rely on your training partner's restraint. Not everyone is going to be able to control their submissions or control the pace of their roll the way that, in my school I would expect them to. So if you're going somewhere else, the instructor may be putting the onus of responsibility entirely on the person that is being put into the submission to tap in time. I don't agree with that standard. I don't agree with that rule. That doesn't mean that it doesn't happen, and you should be prepared for that kind of environment. And if you're rolling with someone from another school and you're not familiar with the etiquette, you should assume that you have an especially elevated responsibility to tap immediately when you're put in a submission, especially for joint locks, guys. Do not wait until it starts hurting. By then, it may be too late. Make sure you guys are tapping on time. So, short video, but I think it's an important one. You need to make sure that you know how to tap responsibly, and you need to understand that both as the person being put in submissions and the person applying submissions, you have a responsibility to keep yourself safe or your training partners that you're applying submissions to safe. So, thanks guys for watching. If you like this video, share this, and I think you should share it. It is important information that I think every single white belt should listen to and understand so that they may keep themselves safe and their training partners safe. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, both here and on Rumble, the censorship-free alternative to YouTube. Also, smash that thumbs up button on the video, guys. All of this helps us spread this content out to more people. Thanks a lot. Appreciate all my subscribers. I'll see you guys next time.